Hello, and welcome back to War Crimes Uwu, your source for all things Magic the Gathering. Today, I want to do a little discussion about a set that has been an emotional roller coaster of hype for me. I was excited about it, disappointed, excited about it, disappointed, and now don't really know what to think. And I think this set is a symptom of the way that Magic the Gathering's been going lately. So I'm curious if you agree. Please give it a listen and tell me what you think about this set, Double Masters 2022. This is Splinter Fright, a spooky little guy originally printed in Innistrad. A rare there, it would sometimes get passed for more consistent uncommons, even by those drafting a green creature-based graveyard deck, which it would fit pretty well into. But it also saw its fair share of first picks in draft. He was also recently cut from my cube. In those same partially green graveyard decks, he would circle the drain and tend not to make the cut. Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze, he ain't. But the most important thing about Splinter Fright, and the one that inspired me to pen this script, is that he's slated for a reprint in Double Masters 2022. And he's reprising his role as a draft rare. Now, for those of you who don't know, in these Masters sets, they shift rarities around. They're sets that are full of reprints intended to be fun to draft and also include valuable cards that collectors and constructed players need. A lot of cards get downshifted in rarity, some controversially get upshifted. The excuse or reason is always the limited format, but I think it'll be interesting as we get into why that maybe isn't entirely the case and why Splinter Fright is a really interesting example. This is a set in which a few very interesting rares have been downshifted to uncommon. In the case of Bounty of the Luxa and Crackling Doom, and even common in, shout out to my pre-release promo, Dark Dweller Oracle. But Splinter Fright can take up one of your two rare slots. Let's examine this and the problem I see with Double Masters 2022 as a product altogether. Double Masters has, I believe, an identity crisis. One exemplified by Splinter Fright, but one carried throughout the set. Double Masters 2022 is trying to do two mostly mutually exclusive things. It wants to be full of powerful, expensive reprints for constructed, like Renin 6 and Imperial Seal, while also having an engaging and interesting limited format full of cards you wouldn't normally see in a standard draftable set, things like old cards printed originally in Commander decks. Let me get out ahead of this and say that these are both important and good goals to have. Cards need reprinted, fun draft formats deserve exploring. But I believe Wizards of the Coast have essentially painted themselves into a corner. It's been a trend in Magic's design, in recent years especially, to include cards in every product that any player might want. In Kaladesh, a standard set, Panharmonicon became a sought-after EDH card despite doing nothing for limited or standard. Unsets have historically included full art basic lands for the less silver-bordered inclined among us to have a reason to crack packs. As far back as the first Commander pre-constructed decks, a team unsure of the marketability of an at-the-time niche format purposefully included a couple cards like True Name Nemesis and Toxic Deluge as seeds for legacy playability, ensuring the decks would have a wider audience than simply Commander players, should that well turn out not to run so deep. Clearly, every product needs to reach every player, at least on some level, and there's merit to this argument beyond just making money for Wizards of the Coast. But this becomes less true the more products come out each year. When there was only one Commander release of 4 to 5 decks a year and 4 standard sets, it made sense to also jam those standard sets with rares intended for Commander play. And when Modern didn't have straight-to-Modern sets completely reshaping the format biannually, It was fine for the reprint-filled Master sets to include a few Comet Storms and Trees of Redemption at Mythic. But now that there's a glut of products releasing each month, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing broadly aside, it feels strange to see a set with its identity and target audience spread so desperately thin, unless something else is at play. It's money. It makes money. Money is the reason. Putting my cards on the table, I am, to put it lightly, very critical of corporations. I don't like the profit motive, capitalism, the financialization of the hobbies I enjoy, any of that stuff. I understand Magic has to be profitable, but there's a wide gulf between profitability and the pursuit of exponential growth. Putting all that aside, because it's not the purview of this video, I certainly understand that money must be made. But I think within that understanding, there's a reasonable case that Wizards of the Coast, rather than diluting the 2 Double Masters 2022 there could have been in the name of profit, chose to spread this set's identity between limited and valuable reprints organically, as part of a natural process of attempting to make sure the product is desirable and exciting for all players. There's no reason to assume malice when it's possible that this is organically how the product came about. The people who make this game care a lot about it, even if the company doesn't always seem to. The $12 to $15 per pack price tag is a side effect of Wizards painting themselves into a corner with lack of needed reprints that's going to make draft players have to pay out the sinkhole just to play with the set. Conversely, the need to balance the reprint set for draft is going to lead to excited players waiting to unwrap their Wrenn and 6s and ending up with a pile of Hellkite Overlords and Dauntless Escorts. So, no one's happy. And let me be clear, I don't think every pack needs to have rares more valuable than the price of the pack. I understand that that's just not feasible or reasonable. But when packs are being offered for $12 to $15 and it's a reprint set, so Wizards of the Coast has access to information about how past cards are being played, how often, and, even though they won't admit it, how valuable they are, the $12 to $15 packs can have rares that, if not expensive, at least see play in modern sideboards, or are beloved by Commander players. Some big green guy with Cascade, I don't know. Commander players like stupid shit. But is it a thirst for greed that has made this product worse for everyone, or an earnest desire to make something everyone can be excited about? The truth is, it doesn't really matter. Double Masters is coming out, and Wizards of the Coast will see how well it sells, and may or may not adjust future products accordingly. In a better world, this could have been 2 sets. A draft set for $4 a pack, centered around 3-color decks with a slew of reprints from Commander products that never got to be passed around a table, and another set that doesn't have to worry about draft, with prices driven high due to the inclusion of long-neglected reprints that can include what players need because it doesn't need to make room for a balanced or non-clunky limited format. But we don't live in that world. We live in the world where Double Masters is too expensive to enjoy drafting, and too full of draft-centered rares to be worth opening, or have the needed effect on the secondary market. I might draft it once. I'll probably take advantage of the nice, but still not enough, dip in the price of cards like Wrenn and 6 and Seasoned Pyromancer to fill out my Modern collection. But I'll always miss the possibility of what Double Masters 2022 could have been. Unconstrained by how much money it needs to make, or, God forbid, the possibility that even a small portion of this game's massive player base didn't feel pressured to buy it. It'll inform the amount of money I spend on it, not out of some willful boycott, but because the set's lack of focus genuinely hurts its appeal to me, and I'm just not that excited about it. And certainly not excited about the trends it exemplifies. So, that's my video on Double Masters 2022. I have always wanted to make sort of this video essay style content, so it's exciting to try my hand at that. I'm still going to do limited set reviews with each set release. That's the plan. I think I want to try and release a video every month, and you can hold me to that by hitting subscribe. and liking the video. That'll really show me. Are you excited about Double Masters? Do you wish it was cheaper? Do you wish there were less jank rares? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, I've been your host, Warcrime Zuwu. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day.